A blessed great day. Thank you, Father God. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for another blessed day. Y'all already know it's King T420 FCC here. We're smoking with the King each and every Friday at 4:20 Eastern Time. God bless y'all. How y'all doing today? So I got a little. Because it goes with next 72 hours, correct? Something like that. 48, whatever the case might be. But I know what it is. It's Friday. I got something for y'all. I got some juicy y'all. I was sitting with the fellas. We was having all types of conversations last few days. So before I get to the topic, let me just jump to from the King James Version, it reads as Romans 8:28. We know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to His purpose. Okay. That's King James Version. Y'all know every time I read one, I read two. Also goes along with the show. This is what we do. Everything. The whole way I'm gonna go about it. So the NIV says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Right? So that's kind of sort of saying, like, even when we lose or go through hard times, God is still working it out for our good, no matter what it might be. And the losses that we go through, they are a part. That's a part of learning and living. So the second verse is Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Right? Now, the NIV version of that says, for though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again, but the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. Right? So that's almost like saying, life will not just down, but we rise, we learn, and we live stronger and better lives. Right? Cool. So we got that understanding, right? That being said, we get to the topic of the show. The topic of the show is you lose, you learn, and you live. Y'all know how normal saying is you live and you learn, right? That's not exactly how it goes. You understand what I'm saying? It's not you live and you learn. You understand? It's you lose, you learn, and you live. A lot of people act like, you know what I mean? When you live, you learn. No, that's not how it goes. Like in real life, in actuality, a lot of people know because they have took losses. They have been through hard times. They have lost to learn how to overcome hard times, right? So, man, you live and you learn. It's a backwards statement, but coming up the way that we came up, it was kind of motivated, right? It kind of sort of pushed you to be better. Like, oh, okay, so that means, alright, it's cool that I made a mistake. But if we tell it like it really is, so our kids will know, you know, so the people around us know, like, bro, you don't just jump into something, you just win the first time you jump into it. Like, flat out, you're just not going to be a winner just because you jump into whatever you jump into. Like, it's going to take time. So, again, you lose, you learn, and you live. That's with everything you go through in life. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we talk about relationships, we talk about job, now, if we talk about just going to the park, like, whatever we talking about in life, you know what I'm saying? You want to get your first car, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be honest here. A lot of people, when you got their first lease, after you got that first lease, you couldn't drive your first car, you couldn't drive for the first 6 months, right? Because gonna take a loss somewhere. Like, you're not gonna always win. And that's the basic concept of what I'm getting at today. Like, people jump into things, and just because they had a mindset when they jump into it that they're gonna win, they think that they're gonna get into it and they're automatically just, I done won, I'm here, I done got into it. And that's not how it goes. Normally, once you get into something, you gotta remember, if you got into it, it's other people into it. And who knows how long they've been into it, who knows how long they've been doing it, and how good they got at it. And again, this goes with anything. Relationships, businesses, jobs, school. No matter if you just going to kick it with your homies on the playground. No matter what the case might be. You know what I'm saying? Like, in life, you're going to go through these times. It's going to be these spur moment times too. Like, you're going to be doing really, really, really well. Like, everything going to be going really, really, really well for you, right? And then all of a sudden, you're going to go through a rough patch. And it's going to seem like everything went from going really good to really bad when it's not really things going really bad. What it is sometimes God will take us through a period of roughness to strengthen us for the better thing that he has to come. Because sometimes you have to be stronger than you are now to deal with the blessing that he's about to sit on you right now. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, however y'all want to look at it, the universe, whatever the case might be, however it works, you understand? Like, sometimes things will sit you down, not because you're not doing the right thing, and not because, you know, you're not on the right path. And that's why this one is called You Lose, You Learn, and You Live. Because sometimes you have to get set down in order for things to get structured a certain kind of way. You have to strengthen yourself to get stronger while things are getting structured a certain kind of way. So when you step into the purpose that you finna step into, that not only you will be strong enough to deal with everything that comes with stepping into the purpose that you're stepping into, but you can deal with being who you are now. You're an evolved person. Now you've learned the lesson that you didn't know beforehand, and why you didn't get to where you are now before. You'll be to learn that, and you'll be to learn how to stay where you are. You understand? And it's again, you lose, you learn, and you live. It's not you live and you learn. Because listen, some people was born into money, right? And just because they was born into all this money, right? They feel like they living life. They got it. They got everything they want. They can do everything they want and things like this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. So some of those people don't even know what real danger is because they've never been in real danger. You understand? Like they've never been in the middle of a neighborhood where they done walked in the gas station and a nigga ran in and stuck up the gas station while you was just going in there to get a bag of chips. They've never been in that type of situation. So they don't learn certain kind of street knowledge. So they don't have certain kind of street instinct, if you understand what I'm getting at. So certain things that you learn when you come from the actual loss, you understand, they may not never learn. You understand? So that gives you like an edge when it comes to business and, again, friendships and school and whatever it is that you went to, because the loss that you took is going to teach you. The loss is going to teach you to overcome what you lost to. It's going to teach you. You're going to learn from it. And once you overcome it, then you're going to move to the next phase. It's time to move to the next task. Now you're on to the next thing. The next thing that you actually have to lose to learn, to grow some more. See what I'm saying? So it's not you living, you learn. You lose, you learn, and then you live. Like, there's a lot of things in life where you gotta learn a lesson before you can move forward. And a lot of us don't really like to learn those lessons sometimes. Sometimes we be stubborn. Sometimes we be stuck in our ways. Sometimes we be comfortable where we at and doing what we doing. You know what I'm saying? For instance, me. Let's just talk about me for a minute, right? If any of y'all know, I used to be a lot bigger than this. Like, I used to be way bigger. I was so much bigger, right? So much bigger to the point where it was like, my people was probably worried about my health and I didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was so much bigger, but I didn't realize it, right? But again, you gotta lose, and then you learn, and then you live. So let me tell you what happened. Throughout my life, I lost a couple people, you know what I'm saying? Then a couple of my people went through strokes and things like that, heart attacks and things like that because of the weight that they carry and things like that. So it taught me a lesson, you know what I'm saying? Because I lost a friend and I lost a couple buddies that I couldn't really, you know, hang with no more because of the weight. You know what I'm saying? So it taught me a lesson, which the lesson I learned from that is with me being so big and not even knowing it, I needed to work on losing weight. And since that lesson, I've lost over 100 pounds. So in life, y'all gotta realize what I'm telling you is the truth. You lose, you learn, and you live. Like, better days can always come, but you gotta always be open to learning. You gotta always be open to understanding that the loss that you might be taking right now, it might not actually be a loss. It might actually be a learning lesson for you to learn something, for you to overcome something, so you can go forward and progress. See, you can't always look at a loss like a bad thing. That's why I tell y'all all the time, you gotta be positive no matter what situation you in. Because some situations might seem like, nah, but I just know I was supposed to win right there. But it might not have been meant for you to win right there. You understand? It might have been meant for you to look at the person that did win. What did they do that you didn't do? What kind of finesse that they had that you didn't have? You know what I'm saying? Like, and these are things in life that sometimes people won't tell us. We ain't taught that. And again, that's because people tell you you live and you learn. But they don't tell you that they had to take a loss before they learned that lesson. You know what I'm saying? And the truth is, you're going to have to take some losses. You know what I'm saying? You flat out going to have to take some losses. If you want to be somebody, you want to get somewhere, you want to gain some anything in life, you want to elevate anywhere in life, you're going to have to take some losses. It's not going to be no just because you grind, everything just gonna fall into place. It don't always work like that. I'm telling you now, you're gonna have to take some losses. You lose, you learn, and you live. And trust me, those losses, they gonna hurt. But the lessons that you learn from the loss that's what you need to focus on. Focus on what you learn at all times. Don't ever focus on what you lost. If you focus on what you lost, then you're not learning the lesson that's gonna progress you in life. You gotta focus on what you learned from the loss. That's how you progress in life. That's how you live. You understand? Like, okay, for instance, if you go into a store and you go and get everything that you need to cook an Alfredo, right? And you got everything that you think you need except for butter. You done bought everything in the store. You got milk, you got the cheese, you got the noodles, you got the stuff to make the sauce with, everything but butter. Because you forgot it. And now when you got home, now you got to go back to the store, the grocery store. But if you would have wrote down a list before you went to the store, you would have knew everything to get from the store. So it was a lesson that you learned. Like, yo, I can write out a little list and I remember everything that I need from the store, and boom, there you go. So sometimes you got to take a loss. There's going to be loss in everything that you do if you want to learn to grow in everything that you do. You got to learn. Everything not going to be peaches and cream. Everybody not going to like your style. Everybody not going to like your rap. Everybody not going to like your beat. Everybody not going to like your poetry. Everybody not going to like your book. Everybody not going to like the way you exercise. Listen, people ain't going to like your food. Like, look, dog, you got to take a loss. You got to have the critics. Listen, in life, again, they say it's good to have haters. You lose, you learn, you live. You understand? Because once you learn to deal with the haters, learn to deal with the critics, you learn to figure out who you can actually deal with, who like you, who don't. You know what I'm saying? When you figure out who like you, then you know who to hang with, right? That's all I'm telling you. Like in life, you're gonna lose. It's a lot of losses. And when I say it's a lot of losses, I do mean it's a lot of losses. In life, you lose money, you lose friends, you lose connections, you lose phones, you lose recipes. Listen, man, I done lost some things in life, but the things that I lost in life, they grow me and they matured me and they taught me things in life that I probably would have never learned if I never went through those losses. So what I'm telling y'all is the losses that y'all have experienced, if you don't understand why you took that loss, go back and look at what was going on when you took that loss. You understand? Every time you take a loss, it's a learning lesson in the loss, because it's something that you're doing that you can change, and once you change it, you won't never have that loss again. You understand what I'm saying? And then you also got to know God with us at all times. So some of the things that we experience when we going through these losses is not only to strengthen us, but again, it's to give him time to structure things ahead of us to get them ready for us as well as we coming, as we stepping in our purpose, and we're stepping on our path, and we're walking in faith, and we're keeping the spirit and things like that. And I know a lot of y'all who didn't experience losses, y'all, you know, the first thing you do when you experience the losses, kind of get a little upset. That's why we're talking about this today, because I don't want y'all to always think every time you take a loss that you got to get upset. Now, I'm not saying there are not times when you take a loss where you probably shouldn't have some feeling behind it. That ain't what I'm saying at all. Because we all go through, again, this is real life we talking about. We live in reality. So we gonna take losses that are gonna be more than just hurtful in spirit. They gonna make you wanna do something type losses, right? But again, them ain't the losses that we talking about right now. We talking about the losses that you probably would have not prevented today if you hadn't have took the loss back then. Those are the losses that we talking about. You understand, like in life, yeah, they say you live and you learn, but no, like you gotta take a loss before you actually learn the lesson. You understand? Like, people don't learn the lesson until they actually been through it. And that's what it is. Like, some of the, like, listen, just think about it. When you was young, all the older people was trying to tell you, like, yo, you don't want to do this, because if you do this, this gonna happen. And you like, man, old school, I got this, ain't nothing like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you didn't learn the lesson that old man was trying to tell you until it actually happened to you, and then you thought back on it like, dang, he was trying to tell me that. That's what he was saying. And then you get to thinking like, oh man, maybe I should have listened to that old man back then, and I could have prevented this from happening right here too. You know what I'm saying? So again, you have to go through loss. You have to learn a lesson from the loss. And then once you done learned the lesson that the loss was meant to teach you, then you can move forward and you can actually live and progress. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't learn the lesson from the loss, then you won't be able to progress in that stage, in that area. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think that, shit, no, I can just move on. It's just gonna be simple. No, it's not. Like, listen. You can think that it's gonna be simple just because you're still making a lot of money. I'm still making a lot of money, so a nigga can't stop me because I'm still making a lot of money. Sometimes the lesson don't be because you ain't got money. That's not the point. Sometimes the lesson be in protecting yourself better. Or sometimes the lesson be in being more responsible with who you are and where you at and things that you're going through. Like, some of y'all can be really getting money and going through things over and over again and not realizing why you're going through them over and over again. And it be God trying to show you or whatever that there's a lesson that you're missing. And that's why, again, this one is called You Lose, You Learn, and You Live. Like, you going through it over and over again because you missing the lesson that's being taught to you. Like, you gonna continuously go through it because the lesson that you supposed to learn, you missing it. And you like, forget it, I don't care, I got money. It's not the point about you having money. It's not the point about you having connections. It's not the point about you being able to shake the move and I can get on and this, that, and the other. It's not the point. The point is there's a lesson in progressing in life. Like, and you have to take a loss in order to learn from that loss to grow in that and learn and live. And that's how it goes. So a lot of y'all will get stuck because you think because you making the money that you done learned the lesson already. Like, no, like anybody can go and make some money. Like, it don't take much to go and make money. We all know that. All you gotta do is fill out a resume, fill out some applications, go get a job. It's simple. So anybody can make some money, but it's the lessons in life. How many people do y'all know that can actually make millions and millions of dollars? Like, see, that's the key right there. Like, you gotta go and listen to the people who then took those losses over and over again, who then learned from those losses and actually became millionaires. They don't tell y'all the things that they tell y'all for nothing. These words ain't just like a bunch of unspoken words. These words is spoken. They told to everybody, but people ain't paying attention. You're gonna lose. Like, it is what it is. The truth is the light. Like, I can't hide y'all from it. I can't take y'all. I can't take it away from what it's gonna be. Like, you're gonna take loss. You understand? Like, some people don't grow up until they take loss. You know what I mean? And most of the time, that's how it happened. I'm sorry to say, but a lot of people don't mature until they done lost something. And some people have to go through loss over and over again. Like, when you young-minded and you're immature-minded, sometimes you have to go through things over and over again. You have to bump your head over and over again before you actually realize that there's a lesson to learn here. Maybe I need to go about this a different way. Hey, I'm not, talking down on nobody, talking bad about nothing, but the truth is light. A lot of y'all like to bump y'all head. That's all I can say about it. Like, because the lesson be right there. Like, the lesson is right there. And all you gotta do is learn it. You understand? So, once you learn that there was a lesson in the loss that you took, you can go back, you can review the loss, you can see what you was doing right. Like, dang. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? You're right, because it was this moment right here and I thought something, and you got to go with yourself. You listen, because you're going to always protect yourself. God always with you. So certain things that you might hear and be like, nah, it's all right. You got to always keep those in mind. Because again, in life, you got to take a loss before you can learn, and then before you can move forward and live. So it be the loss that you go back to, and you think it'll always be that one loss where you be like, dang, I don't even really know what happened right there. And then you really go back and look at it and you be like, damn, I ain't even know I was fucking slipping like that. See? But you didn't learn so much since that loss that you didn't even realize that it was that loss that made you start learning all the stuff that you started learning. All the things that you had went through after that loss came because that loss taught you so much that you just, but you got to pay attention. You got to take the loss. If you don't take the loss to learn lessons, you can't never live, and you ain't going to be happy if you don't know how to take a loss and learn from it. You can't just take a loss and be emotional. Being emotional from a loss is like, you going to lose. That's like a lose-lose every time. Like if you get angry every time you take a loss, then you going to miss the lesson every time that you take a loss. And that's what I'm telling you. Like you cannot be the type of person that you're going to get angry every time you take a loss. If you get angry every time you take a loss, then you're going to be like, damn, well, what the fuck? Why am I so angry? Why am I so mad right now? Why am I taking this loss? Where is it coming from? But if you don't have the time to reflect on that so you can learn from it, then you won't be able to move forward and grow. Again, when you get money so you will skip the lesson because you get money. You know what I'm saying? You all out in the club, you drunk, you hanging out, you doing your thing, whatever. And now you done lost your whole iPhone 16. Right. And now you trying to figure out how I lose my whole iPhone because you was irresponsible. So you had to take a loss to realize how irresponsible that you was being. Because you done went off and got drunk, shit-faced somewhere. Somebody's bar hanging with your homies and you lost your whole phone. Because you ain't normally like this. You done went and got irresponsible. So you had to take a loss to tell you, like, when you is hanging out, that's cool to do so, but be a little bit more responsible. Don't get so shit-faced that you losing whole phones. You understand? Like, a lot of y'all don't realize that the losses that y'all go through, some of them, you might not even have went through if you was just, being more conscious of what was going on. But again, you have to take the loss in order for some of that consciousness to even be revealed to you. So, again, the losses be given to us even early hand. Like, we meet people that tell us about these losses before we even experience these losses. And that's why I'm telling y'all, like, you gotta live through the loss before you can learn the lesson. Listen, we done met a lot of people that told us a lot of stuff. And true enough, true indeed, we take in some of the knowledge that we get from a lot of smart people that we get it from. But some of the things they tell us, we do skip. And then we end up having to double back and be like, damn, that person was right. You understand what I'm telling you? So it's always about the loss when you learn the lesson. It's not about what you can gain about when you lost whatever it is you lost. It's always about the lesson. See, in the lesson most of the time be somewhere you was not conscious enough to understand what was happening at the moment, so you had to take a loss. You know what I'm saying? And it don't always be like that. It's not always like that. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like sometimes we are meant to experience things a way where it's like we're meant to experience things in a way where it's like we don't know about them offhand, firsthand, because we have to go through the lesson so in order to teach our children or in order to teach our family members or whoever it is, like whoever to come behind you. So again, sometimes you can't be emotional when you go through loss, because whatever lesson it is that you're supposed to learn, you also got to remember that. Like whatever lesson it is that you're supposed to learn from the loss that you're taking, you learning that lesson so you can teach it to someone else as well. It's not like you just learning these lessons in life and you just keeping them to yourself. No, you gotta remember, life's lessons are passed on lessons, and this is the truth. From family to family, from friend to friend. Like when you learn something because you had to take a loss, you pass it to somebody else in hopes that they don't have to take the same loss. You know what I'm saying? And then guess what? They might have took a loss that you might have been headed for that they can stop you from taking. You know what I'm saying? But either way it go in life, we're gonna have to take the loss, or somebody around is there's things that happen. You lose, you learn, and you live. And it's just like that. I don't know why it's like that. Maybe some of us is bullheaded. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of us is too stubborn to pick up on the lessons right there when they given to us. However it might work, whatever the case might be, you gon' lose. You lose, you learn, and you live. Like, I done been through so much in my own life. I done been up, I done been down. I done been up, I done been down. So I learned a lot of lessons of life that taught me a lot of things about how to be on a straight and narrow path, about how not to have to even think about doing illegal stuff and getting in the streets and being on our eyes, because I ain't got to do none of that. There's a way to make $1, and a good dollar, without having to be all like that. You can be a stand-up person. But guess what? I had to go through life and learn those lessons. I had to take losses and learn those lessons to realize it's a better way to live. I can be much stronger and I can be much smarter and I can live a lot better. And yeah, listen, it's a better way to live, man. You lose, you learn, and you live. A lot of us change when we lose people that's close to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes we have to go through a loss, losing a person that's very close to us, in order to realize it's something that they taught us about how we act, and we need to change it before something bad happens to us, or something bad happens to somebody around us, or whatever the case might be. But again, the lessons in life, they're not always to make you emotional and make you angry. They're not supposed to make you want to go and crash out. You ain't supposed to want to crash out every time you learn, every time there's a lesson there to be learned. Like, you actually supposed to learn the lesson so you don't go crash out. You understand? Like, the crashing out is what's going to get you fucked up. As soon as you crash out, some dumb shit might happen, like jail, or you get shot, or a nigga done stabbed you, or you done broke your leg because you done got into a fight, or you was running across the street chasing a nigga and got hit, or whatever didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you done crashed out because you didn't learn the lessons. Always a lesson in there to be learned. It's a lesson in everything that we go through in life. Trust me. Man, listen, if you ever been on the block, you know. You ever been chased by the people, then you know. Like, listen, it's a lesson in everything. You got to learn these lessons, man. Like, if you ever been in the kitchen and cooking something and trying to learn how to cook something, guess what? You learned the lesson that day. Like, it's a lesson in everything, because you got to take a loss in order to learn, in order to live. Like, before you learn how to cook ramen, you didn't know. And you probably fucked something up. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest. You're going to have to take a loss before you can learn, before you can live. A lot of people say, well, I don't know how to do this. Well, shit, it's all right to be at a loss right now, but go learn it. You understand? Listen, trust me and listen to what I'm telling you. A lot of people be like, I don't know how to do this. And I just referred to it being a loss. So let's listen to it again. A lot of people be like, yo, I don't know how to do this. And I'll be like, it's all right to be at a loss right now, but go ahead and learn it so you can live. You understand? Like, not knowing something and not knowing how to do something, yeah, you lost at it right now, but you can also go and learn whatever it is that you don't know how to do. You understand? So again, you have to lose in order to learn, in order to live. So yeah, you lost that thought because you don't know how to do it. But you can always go learn how to do it. You understand? So don't be mad at the loss. Don't be mad because somebody around you know how to do something that you don't know how to do. That's, again, for real, listen. You gotta take the loss in order to learn, in order to live. So if somebody around you know how to do something that you want to know how to do, don't be mad that they know how to do it. be like, yeah, I'm at a loss right now, but I can go learn how to do it. That's all it is. Like you gotta always remember anything that somebody else learned how to do, you can learn how to do it too. It's not hard to learn how to do nothing. You just gotta use your head and learn how to remember the things that you're going through. Sometimes it might be a little tricky to remember certain things, but you can remember them. It ain't gonna always be extra hard for you to be like, dang, I don't know, man, wait, dang, man, I should have remembered it. Listen, if you feel like that when you learning something, you better start being the type of person, write it down. Write it down right now. Like, forget what people talking about around you, talking about some, dang, you corny, you writing shit down. Fuck yeah, I'm writing shit down. I want to remember it. I'm learning it. What is you talking about? What you mean? Listen, you gotta remember, everybody not trying to learn things. If you're the type of person that's trying to learn things, you might look a little corny sometimes. Guess what? I might look a little corny sometimes. Cause I got notepad and pen. I'm telling you I got notepad and pen. You hear me? Cause guess what? The things that I don't know, I wanna learn them. So I might go write some stuff down right now. Go find a book or go look up a video or something and write some more stuff down about that same stuff that I'm trying to learn right now. Because that's how it go in life. You at a loss right now because you don't know. You ain't using your full potential right now. You know what I'm saying? But you can learn from the loss that you taking, and then you can live. And that's how it go. You ain't got to stay at a loss. You can learn. You got a brain just like everybody. Listen, what you mean you don't know how to do it? All right, YouTube right there. It ain't YouTube right there. Google, hey Siri, why y'all be doing Alexa, y'all do all this stuff, but y'all act like y'all, what you mean? You lose, you learn, and you live. So it's not gonna always be peaches and cream. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be a loss. It's always gonna be a down. It's always gonna be a bad side. It's always gonna be like, dang, did I do that? Oh well. It'll be alright. Yeah, it's gonna always be a bad side, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna always be where it's gonna be up, up, up. It's up, up, up. Like, you're gonna always come to a stumbling block where you're gonna have to lose so you can learn something about it. You know what I'm saying? And that, again, that goes with anything. Relationships, business, school, no matter what it is that you're trying to get into, fixing cars, fixing computers, fixing food, learning your lady, learning a lady, learning your man, learning a man. No matter what it is that you're thinking about, you're gonna have to take a loss. Taking the loss is what's gonna make you learn so you can live. That's the only way we grow. You gotta lose. In order to grow, you gotta take a loss somewhere. And not knowing how to do something, that's a loss. That's being at a loss. See, I'm starting at the very basic level where people can understand, like, just because you at a loss at how you think right now don't mean that you gotta always think like that. You can learn just like everybody else. You might have to go about it a different kind of way. Again, notepad and pen. Get you a recorder. If you're the type of person that need to hear it over and over again, get you a recorder and record it and talk and let it be, okay, and then you go over it and over it again. And then, or if you're the type of person that's hands-on and you want to write a book, then you sit down and you start writing. You understand? So, again, you lose, you learn, and you live. And life is always going to be like that. Like, a lot of y'all can be great. Like, you can be even greater than you are right now. But it's a lesson right now that you going through right now that you not learning. And I don't know if you purposely not learning it or if you like kind of just skipping it because you just didn't want to learn it or whatever the case might be. But once you really focus in and focus up and you learn that lesson, everything around you gonna start going forward just like the things around you that you're looking at, like, dang, why all of them going forward, but I feel like I'm stuck? Because they all learned their lesson. They are taking heed to the lessons that they learned. See, listen, when you taking loss and when you going through loss and you learn the lessons and things like that, it make you feel like, dang, I must be the lowest on the totem pole. Dang, I must not be the it. I must not be this. I must not be that. And it ain't none of that. It ain't none of that, because you probably all of that and some. What it is though is it's just a lesson that you not learning, and for some strange reason you just don't want to learn it. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, because when you do decide to learn it, right, you will look back at it and be like, oh, and this is why I was losing. And then you will be able to learn and go forward, and you will be living again. You know what I'm saying? And you won't be letting it hold you back. But see, a lot of y'all right now, you letting it hold you back. You letting it stop you from actually living and really living. Like, why you not living? I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, what made you think you can't live? And you definitely can. Like, all you gotta do is focus up. Understand that the loss that you had to take, it was meant for a reason. Like, that loss was meant for you to take that loss. Like, and it was a lesson in that loss. But a lot of us, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of us be too stubborn and sit down and really understand where we why and where we taking the losses at and why. Like, because we be arrogant, and again, we be cocky and prideful, and we be thinking about it like, man, I ain't the type of person that's supposed to be taking no loss. Like, I be doing too much for people and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Again, sometimes it don't be about the money that you got. It don't be about what you're doing for others. Sometimes it don't be about none of that. Sometimes it be about you missing something. And you have to focus up and pay attention on what you're missing. What is it that people keep telling me that I'm missing? And you have to go and figure it out. But you won't figure it out until after you actually been and took the loss. And once you take the loss, you can learn from the loss. A lot of y'all, I don't know if a lot of y'all really know that that's how it works. Like, when you learning from the loss, like, you learning from the loss for the fact of the matter that, number one, you like information. Like, I don't know if all y'all like information, but I take in my losses because I like to have information. Number one, I need to know why I lost. Number one, I need to know if someone was better than me or did I just not do it right. I need to know if I do it again, will I be able to do it better? You know what I'm saying? I need to know if I can go forward with what I was doing. And then I need to know, am I better than who I used to be? Like, okay, if I did it like this back then, can I learn and do it better now? You understand? So it's a lot into the loss. Like, and you gotta want to learn. The knowledge is there. And that's the first thing in the loss, is the knowledge that you gain from it. So that's why you have to lose to learn to live, because you gotta want the knowledge. Again, God is love, and if you're seeking God, then you're seeking knowledge. And if you're seeking knowledge, then you're supposed to be seeking God. These are things that I said, but we're not gonna get off into that right now. All I'm gonna tell you is that when you seek the knowledge, most of the time you see where you took losses at, and then after you been learned that you took losses there because you seek the knowledge that you were seeking, it makes you feel better. It's not even a thing that's gonna make you feel vengeful. It's not gonna make you feel like you want to get back at somebody or nothing like that, because gaining knowledge is like, it's like, I don't know, gaining like a prize or a gift or something. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, dang, I just learned something new today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being honest. Like, if you ever learn something, like really, really learn something, it make you sit back and be like, dang, I really learned something new today. Like, for real. So let's really talk about the learning. So if we really go back and we're going to talk about the learning, what comes after that, let's look at my videos. Let's start off with my videos. When I first started making videos, I was making screen recorded videos off of Bigo and just uploading them onto YouTube. Listen, I was so mad that that's how I had to get my videos on YouTube because I didn't know what I was doing. Right? But I got over the anger and I figured it out, which means I took the loss in the beginning because I didn't know how to upload to YouTube. But I learned. And now I'd be geeked up to jump on YouTube every Friday at 4:20. Y'all will never even understand it. Like, because it's just things about when you learn how to do something and you like really wanted to know how to do it, you feel good about it. It give you this good energy. It make you want to teach others how to do it and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, learning how to do something is a great thing to me. And to me, sometimes taking a loss is a great thing just as much, because what we learn from the losses can be the greatest asset that we ever gain in life. And some people don't realize that. Sometimes the loss gives you the greatest asset that you can ever gain in life, and that is more knowledge. So, I don't know what y'all think about that. Like, some of y'all don't really, like, okay, let me say this. I know most people that watch me, or most people that then see my videos or whatever, I know y'all gotta like knowledge because I kick knowledge all the time. But y'all know it's some of y'all hate watchers that watch me because y'all be like, this motherfucker think he know everything. And it's not even that I think I know everything. It's just exactly what I just told you. I have took losses. I have learned from those losses, and now I am living. So no, I don't think I know everything. I just been through some things. Maybe I could teach you some things so you don't got to go through some things. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just be funny. You know what I'm saying? So I just be wanting y'all to know. Like, man, like, you don't live and you learn. It ain't as simple as you live and you learn. It's not. They don't ever tell you the part where you got to take that loss. They'll never throw that out there like, yo, you probably gonna take a loss or two first. So don't be too bad. Like, don't let it piss you off. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. For instance, anybody that has ever started a business or wanted to go into business and tried or worked on it or whatever the case might be, they might have definitely took a loss and might not have never went back to it because of that, because they got angry and was like, fuck it. Listen, I'm telling you, y'all probably know people right now that y'all know is good at something that they do and won't even go into business doing it because they took that first loss. It's like, man, fuck that. I ain't never doing that shit no more. That motherfucking flop was the worst thing ever. And that's because they so mad they ain't looking at what they gained from it. They not looking at the knowledge that they gained from that loss. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, you don't open up a business just to, you know what I'm saying, to like it's other businesses like that. So you open up a business basically to compete with other businesses like yours. So when you open this business, it's not gonna be the number one hit automatically. Like, so you're gonna take some losses. Again, like I said, if you're a cook, you open up a restaurant, it's gonna be other restaurants like your restaurant. So people may like their sauce a little better than yours. Or people may like their biscuits better than yours, or whatever the case might be. But it's just losers, learning, and living. Like, it's just how life go. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to take the loss, and you're gonna have to learn how to live after you then took the loss. Like, and that's the best thing to do. Don't take the loss and don't learn from it, because you will never live the way you're supposed to live behind it. You'll always have this anger or this little chip on your shoulder about that loss, and that ain't how it's supposed to go. Like, you're supposed to learn from these things so you don't carry around that anger, and so you don't have that chip on your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? So you can actually move forward and live and learn to be happier because you actually learn from that lesson. You learn that lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of y'all won't take to the lesson and y'all rather be angry and emotional. And that, to me, be throwing me off. Like, how you angry and emotional? Like, what do you mean? Like, you ain't see what just happened right here? Like, I seen that a mile away. You know what I'm saying? Then when somebody come and point it out to you, you be like, oh, dang, that's why I've been losing this whole time. Like, yeah, bro, like, it's just, and it's because you so passionate about what you're doing and you just think your strategy just working so well that you constantly taking a loss right here because you're not listening to the person over here trying to tell you, like, yo, you could have really just did it like this, and I ain't even gonna lie to you. You feel me? And then it'd have been like, oh, man, you so right. And that's why he over there doing it like that. And that's why his business then went up a little bit. And I was like, dang, we doing the same thing though. What? And it's again, it's lessons. It's a learning lesson. In life, you gonna always have to remember that your lesson is definitely because the loss that you had to take. You know what I'm saying? Go do something about that. Go do something about that over there. Yeah. Okay, yeah. You're gonna have to learn that the lessons in life that you take, the lessons that you learn in life came from your losses. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna take losses. Like, it's not gonna be like everything is gonna be ding 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 A1 all the time. You're just gonna purposely be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, like, even working hard at being who you want to be, you're going to have to learn lessons. Why do you think they tell people, like, when you want to be great at something, you got to put in at least 10,000 hours or better? Because you have to take losses. You have to learn from those losses. You got to learn. You got to go over those losses. You got to edit them and script them out again. Then you got to go over them, do them again, figure out, you got to analyze them like math problems or like science problems or whatever you want to look at the losses as. You got to go over them, analyze them. You got to think about those joints. And after you think about those joints, then you got to change what you did so you can learn, you can live better. And that's why, listen, I know this one was one of them, but I'm telling y'all, sometimes it's knowledge y'all be needing to have. Because a lot of y'all don't know how to get over the anger you got from the past or something that didn't happen to you in the past that you won't learn from, and it constantly keep happening over and over again. Like, I learned from my lesson. You know what I'm saying? I learned my lesson. I was being stubborn and I didn't want to learn, and now I make videos and I put them on YouTube. It just is what it is. Like, I know a lot of people who learn from their lessons. They're not going to be stubborn forever. And you probably not gonna be stubborn forever either. That's all I'm saying. When you figure out that you gotta learn from the lessons, you gotta learn from the losses are gonna always be there. Like, that's how you level up. I don't know nobody that leveled up from one tier to the next without having to take a loss. Like, if you know somebody that just went straight from zero to a hero without having to be beat up first, let me know who that is. Because everybody that I know that got something and really doing something like that, they done been through a lot of stuff. And I do mean they done been through a lot of stuff. Like, and they wouldn't be where they were today if it wasn't for the lessons that they learned. And they'll tell you that. That's why I tell y'all, go all the time, I tell y'all, go talk to some of these people around y'all who y'all trust. Go talk to some of these people around y'all who y'all, like, you can see that they working on doing the right things. They not just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because anybody can talk good to you. Somebody might be talking good to you because you got something they want. You know what I'm saying? But you got to pay attention and see what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? And see those people that really went through those things, that had to really learn these lessons. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then again, it be some people that really love us like that, or they kind of fond of us, like, hey, you know, I like that little nigga. I'm gonna tell him next time I see him, type shit. You know what I'm saying? And somebody really tell you something, and they only really told you because they, you know what I'm saying? You remind them of them, or whatever the case might be. And you know, you might be stubborn at the time. But again, when you learn that lesson, when you take that loss and you learn that lesson, you go back and be like, oh, this is what he was trying to teach me way back then. You know what I'm saying? And yo, it be a beautiful thing. That's why I say learning is a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, taking that loss can be a beautiful thing because the things that you learn from your losses, they change you into a different kind of monster. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you the truth. Like, if you want to be great at what you do, take the losses that you're gonna have to take. You gonna listen. You might be scared to jump out the boat because you don't really know how to swim. You ain't gonna learn if you don't jump in the water. I'm telling you right now. You can't lay on your bed and learn how to swim. Listen. You can't go play in the ball pit and learn how to swim. I'm telling you, it don't work like that. Don't work like that. A lot of y'all be fooling yourself. Y'all do crazy stuff. Y'all do a lot of crazy stuff. I just threw those little examples out there because as you remind me of some shit that I heard a nigga was trying to do. He thought it was gonna work, and that shit definitely didn't fucking work. Like, you gotta actually go through life lessons, man. You gotta really go through these life lessons. You gotta take these losses. You gotta learn from these losses. For real, you can't fucking go and jump in a fucking ball pool and think he's gonna teach you how to swim in the ocean. That shit don't work. I'm just saying. My bad, y'all. I'm just saying, these lessons, a lot of y'all gonna have to learn one way or the other. I'm just trying to prepare y'all to know that you're gonna have to deal with some losses. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Nobody really ever came out to prepare us for that. Again, the thing that I always heard is you live and you learn. And that's not how it go. It's not how it go, y'all. You lose and you learn, and then you live. And that's the truth. You lose, you learn from that loss, and then you live. And we all know this. Like, it's not just a joke. It's not just some stuff that I'm talking about. Like, everything that you ever been through and everything that ever taught you something, you had to lose first. And guess what? In school, when you took your first test, you got a D on your first test, it taught you something. And guess what? You got a B the next time. That taught you something too. And then you got an A after that. And then again, you know, some of y'all might not have never went through that type of phase, but there was some phase in life where you did go through something similar to that, and you had to learn from that type of lesson. And that's all I'm really getting out there is that you're going to have to take the loss in order to really learn the lesson in order to move forward. And you got to be gracious in taking the loss. You got to know it's a reason that you took the loss. That's the other thing. You got to know it's a reason in the loss. If you don't know that it's a reason in the loss, then you won't learn from it. And I ain't gonna lie, I was stubborn a lot of times. I took a couple losses that I had to really learn from. You know what I'm saying? I learned them 2 or 3 different times myself. You know what I'm saying? But again, once you learn that there are lessons and things that you go through in life, you start to learn them a lot faster. You don't have to go through them 3, 4, 5 different times. You don't have to keep bumping your head over and over and over and over again. Once you learn that lesson once, you learned it, and then you can teach it to somebody else. Like, yo, no, you don't want to do that. You don't, bro. Listen to me, bro. You don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it go. You learn them lessons, and you really can teach them to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it go. And you got to take the loss, though. I'm telling you now, you got to take the loss. If you don't take the loss, you won't learn the lesson. You know what I'm saying? And in the end, that's all that really matters is learning the lesson, gaining the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be thinking that the most important thing is getting to the money. Getting to the money the money gonna come. Do you hear me? Hear me say this again to you. The money gonna come. You gotta learn some lessons. You gotta get to some knowledge in order to get to the money. If you don't got no knowledge, you will never learn how to make no money. I'm gonna say it again. If you don't have no knowledge, you will never learn how to make no money. And that's how it goes. You gain the knowledge, you gain the money. So you lose, you learn, and you live. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it's going to always be. Live through your losses, learn through your losses, and live through your losses. Become better from your losses. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your losses hurt you and break you down and make you become a worse person than you should be. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of y'all can be great people, but y'all haven't learned from the losses, and y'all stuck in these angry phases or these depressed phases or these lost phases. Don't be lost. Learn from the loss that you took. Get out of that phase so you can live. Trust me, it is life out there. I know. I appreciate everybody for coming out, joining Smoking with the King this Friday. It was a great Friday. I don't know where y'all at and how good it was for y'all, but it was a good Friday here in the D. And we definitely appreciated it, and I definitely appreciate y'all. All my supporters and sponsors, I want to thank y'all for coming out. Like, share, comment. Everybody, like, share, comment. Run it up. I definitely appreciate y'all for joining the stream. And y'all already know what it is. I will see y'all next Friday. I love y'all. Come out again. I got a topic every Friday, something hot. Trust me, next Friday gonna be hot too. I'll see y'all then. God bless.